I'm doing this deliberately, gyrate that way, or anti-clockwise, or up and down that way, or that way. That's 4, or it'll stand still. Now, if I hold the pendulum over my own hand, either a male hand, this is running free now, it will be that way. If I hold it over a lady's hand, it will go that way. And most people can do this.
If you ask the pendulum a question, and the pendulum responds, you already know the answer, and that you are transmitting that to the pendulum.
Yes, yes.
You would agree with that?
That's quite correct, yes. It's the inner man, the inner consciousness, that knows the answer. And if you have raised your consciousness to a point where you can do without a pendulum, you can. A very wise elderly lady who said to me, I don't need a pendulum, I hold a pill in my hand, and if that's right, I know.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Similar to that. Yes, oh yes, that's absolutely right. Now, a great many, most of the radionic people today use a pendulum only. They don't use the instrument. Personally, I prefer the instrument. And they work on a basis of question and answer. You ask a question, you get your answer.
Right.
You have to learn to ask the right questions.
That's what I was going to say. I could see it being very difficult, because you'd have to have an answer which would either be yes or no, and
generally speaking,
it would be
yes.
very difficult to ask such a question.
Yes, it is difficult.
In 10 years' time, would the sample still be true?
Oh yes, yes.
So there would be no change whatsoever?
It changes the pattern from today. Let me explain it this way. She rang me up 10 days ago and said, I've got an awful pain, so-and-so, and so.
Yes.
I'll get her sample from my file, although I took that, say, 7 years ago. I put it on the instrument, and it gives me her condition now.
Or changes with the patient?
In other words, there is a link, there's a subtle link in the subtle etheric pattern of from here to there, which is always a link until you die. You could unscrew the top and you could put a sample of what you're testing for in there, screw it up, and that is supposed to give you a more accurate reading of